Introduction to pollution. Pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment that cause adverse changes. It can take the form of chemical substances or energy, such as noise, heat, or light. It affects the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the soil in which plants grow. It is direct or indirect change in any component of the biosphere that is harmful to the living components, and in particular undesirable for man, affecting adversely the industrial progress, cultural and natural assets or general environment. And the substance which causes pollution is known as pollutant. Classification of pollutants. So how the pollutants are classified? They are classified on the four bases. So first is according to the form in which they persist after they are released into the environment. Then according to their existence in nature, according to their nature of disposal, and according to the origin. So first categorization is according to the form in which the pollutants persist after they are released into the environment. So first is primary pollutants. So these are the pollutants which are emitted directly into the environment from a source and they remain in the same form. For example, carbon monoxide from car exhaust, sulfur dioxide from industrial processes, and particulate matter from construction sites. Secondary pollutants. These pollutants are not emitted directly. Instead, they form in the atmosphere through chemical reactions between primary pollutants and other atmospheric components. For example, peroxyacetyl nitrate, it is formed by interaction of nitrogen oxides and hydrocarbons. So this image illustrates the distinction between primary and secondary air pollutants along with their sources, both natural and human-made. So you can see the primary air pollutants, how they are emitted. The factory emits pollutants like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and particulates directly into the air. The vehicle on the road releases exhaust gases containing carbon monoxide, NO2, hydrocarbons. The person using spray paint releases volatile organic compounds into the air. Then forest fires release carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, particulates, nitric oxide. Volcanic eruptions release sulfur dioxide and particulates. Then how secondary pollutants are formed? Primary pollutants, they undergo chemical reactions in the atmosphere, leading to the formation of secondary pollutants. For example, NO2 can react with water vapor to form nitric acid, and volatile organic compounds can react with NOx, oxides of nitrogen, in the presence of sunlight to form ozone and PAN, that is peroxyacetyl nitrate. Second categorization is according to the existence of pollutants in the nature. So first is natural pollutants, means the pollutants which occur naturally in the environment, and if they are present in large concentrations, then they can become harmful. For example, volcanic ash, pollen, and naturally occurring radon gas. Then anthropogenic pollutants, or you can say man-made pollutants. So these pollutants, they result from the human activities. For example, carbon dioxide from burning fossil fuels, CFCs from refrigerants, and plastic waste from consumer products. Then other categorization is according to the nature of disposal of pollutants. So first is biodegradable pollutants. Biodegradable pollutants, these are the waste products that can be broken down and decomposed by natural processes, primarily through microbial action. Microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, and other decomposers play a crucial role in degrading these pollutants. As these organisms consume biodegradable materials, they convert them into simpler substances like water, carbon dioxide, organic matter that can be safely absorbed into the environment. An example of a biodegradable pollutant is sewage. When sewage is released into the environment, it is gradually broken down by bacteria and other microbes, reducing its impact on the ecosystem. Non-biodegradable pollutants. So these pollutants are the substances that do not decompose or break down through natural microbial processes. These pollutants can persist in the environment for a long time, often leading to significant environmental harm. These pollutants accumulate and can cause long-term damage to ecosystems and human health. So examples are plastics, glass, DDT. DDT is dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane. It is a synthetic pesticide and which is highly persistent in the environment and can accumulate in the tissues of living organisms, leading to toxic effects. Then last categorization is according to the origin of pollutants. So first is point source pollutants. These pollutants, they originate from a single identifiable source, making them easier to monitor, regulate, and manage. These sources are typically stationary and include specific locations or structures from which pollutants are discharged directly into the environment. For example, factory emissions. Pollutants released from factory chimneys, such as smoke, particulate matter, and chemicals, can be identified and controlled at their origin. Then wastewater treatment plant discharge. Effluents from wastewater treatment plants are discharged through specific outfall pipes into the water bodies, allowing for targeted regulation and treatment. Oil spills from tankers. Oil spills from tankers are the point source of pollution that can be directly attributed to the specific vessel responsible for the spill, facilitating response and cleanup efforts. Then second is non-point source pollutants. These pollutants, they come from multiple diffuse sources and are not easily traced to a single identifiable location. These pollutants are often spread over large areas and can result from various activities that collectively contribute to environmental contamination. Example, agricultural runoff. Runoff from agricultural fields can carry fertilizers, pesticides, and sediments into nearby water bodies. The diffuse nature of agricultural activities makes it challenging to pinpoint the exact source of pollution. Urban runoff, rainwater or melted snow that flows over urban areas can pick up oil, chemical, heavy metals, and other contaminants from the roads, parking lots, and industrial sites, eventually discharging into water bodies without a single identifiable source. Air pollution from vehicles. Emissions from multiple vehicles in a city contribute to air pollution, including carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, and hydrocarbons. The cumulative effect of numerous individual vehicles creates a diffuse source of pollution that is difficult to manage on a per vehicle basis. The diffuse nature of non-point source pollutants makes them harder to control and regulate as compared to the point source pollutants, requiring broad-based strategies and policies to reduce their impact on the environment.